Recent deaths from food poisoning have alarmed the public in Malaysia. 2 fatalities have been linked to food poisoning from a school in Sungai Cincin, Gombak, Selangor. And in Kuala Pilah, Negeri Sembilan, 15 students at a boarding school were hospitalized due to suspected food poisoning. Food poisoning cases are becoming increasingly common, with 51 incidents recorded per 100,000 people in Malaysia in 2023, more than double the rate of 18.4 incidents in 2021. Federation of Malaysian Consumers Associations Vice President Datuk Indrani Thuraisingham expressed concern, particularly regarding the impact on school children.
And if you see some of the global statistics, 1 in every 10 people actually are affected by foodborne illnesses. And this is really very scary. And even statistics show that on an annual basis, more than 420,000 people actually die because of food safety risk. And it's very linked to, especially when you're talking about children. So when you talk about food vendors, you talk about food operators in schools or those who are catering food, they have to have a very high standard in terms of food hygiene. So we actually have regulations, and when we talk about regulations, it means they have to comply. It is mandatory. So why are we having these cases? Is it lack of enforcement? Is it lack of monitoring? What is happening?
She emphasized that, despite existing mandatory guidelines and regulations for canteen food operators, schools must enforce stringent measures in cases of non-compliance.
It's a matter of now whether compliance, So I would push for stricter penalties, in terms of if there are these kind of instances where there's an outbreak, then they must be penalized. Their license must be either suspended or revoked. Give them 1 warning, 2 warnings, 3rd warning, revoke. They should not be able to go and tender for any contracts. Okay, I didn't get this school, next time I go and tender another school. They should be in a blacklisted list. So from the consumer's point of view, we feel that the legislation, the enabling environment is already there. But more so now, it's more on the government agencies that have to ensure that they take a much more active role in doing surveillance, doing inspection, and also then to ensure that they actually test some of this food at random. You can't wait until somebody dies or somebody ends up in the hospital and only then you do testing of that particular food. Where is that regular testing, that government has to ensure? So the agencies must work together. They have to collaborate together, cannot work in silos.
Authorities, including the police, the health ministry and state health officials, have launched investigations into the recent food poisoning incidents in schools in Gombak and Kuala Pilah.